All right, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. I think we are good to go. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all having a fantastic day out there today. Definitely a lot of news here to talk about. Really, the majority of it all kind of coalesces around what's happening with the CPI data, PPI data coming out tomorrow. And just kind of the chaos that kind of came about this, because as we'll see here as we check out the charts, we saw Bitcoin crash about $1,500 or so off of the news. But then we saw a pretty strong rebound come out of nowhere where Bitcoin managed to come back up, but the stock market did not, which has actually been pretty good news for us in the crypto space here. So we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of that stuff here. Hey Carl, happy to see you back, man. That reminds me, I need to do something very fast. There we go. Put that there, put that there. There we go. All right. And hey, Tweety Max. Hey, Carl. Hope you guys are all doing well. Loki says hello. He's going to come over here. No, you're not. Other side. There you go. He's been trying to get cheat codes here the last few days. Yeah. Yep. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Definitely an interesting day. And hey, Steve, I'm doing well. My ear's still bugging me a little bit, but there's no more pain at least. I'm taking antibiotics like every 5-6 hours or something. 3 times a day. That's working out okay. And then on top of that, I have, what do you call? I think the swelling's down a little bit. I don't know about that, but it feels a little bit better. So that's good news. There's not really much pain in my ear. It's still a little muffled, but I can deal with some muffled hearing here every now and again. As long as it's getting better, I'm a happy guy. So let's go over here very fast to this. And I think I have everything set the right way. Yes, sirree. All right. So, hey, SAPSA, hope you're happy to see you, man. Okay, a lot of stuff happened here today, so I guess it's fair to start off with what the chart did, and then we can take a look at the inflation data here. So let's go over here to the 5-minute chart, and you guys can see what happened when the CPI data came out. Bitcoin just tanked. I mean, it came down hard. I think from the time of the day where the market opened back up, kind of around 5-ish. At one point during the day, Bitcoin was down about like $1,700 in the day. It was definitely not good to see. We came down pretty hard. We fell down below this short-term level of support. It's not the biggest one. The big ones are, of course, all the way down here, and you can actually see that happening right here. Support, support, support. But the surprising thing was, while maybe the rest of the stock market wasn't able to come up this high or even have a nice rebound like that, cryptocurrency had a very good rebound. So we're going to be going over and see like what happened with altcoins versus Bitcoin and stuff like that, and what's happening next. But take a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones didn't make some incredible rebound here. The Nasdaq didn't make some incredible rebound. The SPY didn't make some incredible rebound. So you can see how brutal of a day the stock market had. But cryptocurrency found a way to have a nice retrace, come back up. Things aren't looking fantastic, but you know what? They're not looking as terrible, especially because the inflation data came out at 3.5. Consensus was 3.4, so that's 3 hot months in a row. And the initial reaction for all of the markets, of course, was, oh yeah, this is not good news. You can see it, whether it's the stock market, crypto market, they all had these big moves down. And even though Bitcoin had found a way to get back up here, it was still not a good day for the rest of the market. You saw the dollar index move up higher, and look at it. You guys can see it right there. That thing just jumped all the way from 104, basically 104.03, all the way up here to 105.29. It had a pretty massive jump up, and it hasn't fallen back down yet. You go over here to the 4-hour chart, look at that. Small amount of consolidation. But still, we had a reason to continue going back up here, and that's going to be interesting to watch here pretty soon because, again, we want to see the dollar index move south a little bit if we can. Maybe it continues to grind up, but we want to see it at least be gradually, coming up here. We don't want to see it blowing up at the top because that means something bad is happening with interest rates, inflation, PPI, PCE, and things like that. Now, as far as Bitcoin's concerned right now, we still haven't seen Bitcoin go full on into bullish mode yet, so I'm kind of just waiting patiently. My stop losses for my swing trades are kind of over here. We didn't even come close to that, so I'm pretty much just still waiting for either us to have a larger breakout or, us to break down and hit that level around, 64,500 for that stop loss to kick in. I am very happy with what we saw. I'm going to admit I was pretty darn surprised about the reaction that Bitcoin had. Maybe because I come from that stock market background. The fact that we had a big dip here, right? And we just kind of stayed sideways. I thought Bitcoin would do something like that, or continually moving down bit by bit. But you didn't see that happen. You saw a pretty robust breakout back to the upside within just a couple hours here, which was a big surprise to me. Now, if you zoom out a little bit more on the 4-hour chart, you can still see we're not bullish yet, you know. Things are going more sideways, that's fine. And the scheme of things, we've been going higher, which is very nice. But you can see all these death crosses and golden cross. It's a whole gobbledygook of different signals coming out right now. And it doesn't necessarily look that great. That being said, still, it's something that we can work with. You can almost see a lower high forming at this point. So maybe we're going to go up a little bit more, then get rejected down, then consolidate. If we were to have a really big move with Bitcoin tomorrow, I would be surprised. But at this point, as long as we're not breaking down, we're going to be happy. If you go over here and you take out the chart, and do I have the RSI in here at all? No, I don't. Go over here very far. Not RSI, stochastic. And I need this to drop. There you go. I need the legend to drop so I can actually just click on this stuff. So I need 21.55. There you go. You know, you can see bullish, bearish. The MACD might finally be able to turn positive if we have a good day today. Maybe finally. Which could be really good news for everybody out there, because I know we've just been really patient with it. But I've been looking for a reason to buy, you know, more actively. I thought I was preemptively buying over here and be like, okay, now we can start moving up a little bit. I figured we might have a higher low, but might as well get in. I doubled down over here, and so far I'm profitable with the swing trade I've been holding, but it's not nearly as much. And even though Bitcoin is still up from where it was a few days ago, still doing very fine. If I go over here to Fairdesk, take a sip of water very fast. Right? I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'm down like $200 at this point because of altcoins coming down, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually up 10% since I bought it with a 2x leverage, so it's actually up. Seller's up, Jasmy's up, Key is up, Lever is up 50% with a 2x leverage. Lux is up a little bit here, but majority of altcoins are not up right now. A lot of them have been continuing to bleed. So let's take a quick break here. Let's get out of the oscillators. Over here, hit auto. That doesn't look right, but that's okay. Let's just get out of auto then. Let's go down the list here. This is a daily chart, of course. So maybe let's start off with maybe an hourly chart. That look better? Yeah, there you go. You can see Ethereum still making that same violent move, but again, coming up to levels of resistance, getting hit back down here a little bit, but still working out. Oh, excuse me, this is Bitcoin. Oh, this is Bitcoin at 30? That's what it is. Okay, sorry. Ethereum. There we go. Same type of move, broke down below that support level we talked about before. Still managed to come back up. It got rejected off of this level of resistance here, but maybe it has an opportunity to go higher. It looks like it wants to breathe a little bit though. Solana, pretty violent move down. Let's back up a little bit. There you go. Dogecoin broke down, came back up. Dogecoin's going to try to break out maybe sometime today. That could be interesting. Bonk came down again, Whiff came down, still managed to hold the support levels though. Miro came down even more, Baby Doge came down even more. So there's a lot of tokens right now that are bleeding off. Stmx is actually doing okay. Book of Meme came down towards support levels. I want to show you guys a little bit more what's going on. Maybe I should go to the 4-hour chart. Kind of. Shiba Inu came down pretty hard. Pepe, you know. You can see how some of these coins had a much rougher morning than others, but compared to Bitcoin, they lost a lot more value. And when it comes to all these tokens, they still aren't close to the all-time highs or even just the cycle highs that Bitcoin is. You know, Bitcoin's pretty close to all-time highs or the highs you made a few weeks ago. There's tons of altcoins that are still so far away. If I get rid of all these Fibonacci levels and sold breakdown thing, AXS is down about 28%, 29% from those levels we saw just a few weeks ago. A few months ago for this one. Actually, this was back in March of 2024. No. Oh, this is a 4-hour chart, excuse me. You know, a few weeks ago, we're definitely quite a while away, quite a distance away from that. XRP, same type of thing. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash actually looks okay here compared to a lot of other stuff. Sure, it's getting rejected off of this resistance point, but this thing is ready to launch up here. So Bitcoin Cash holders are probably pretty excited for some of the longs here. Golden Cross happening, another Golden Cross coming up here pretty soon. Anything else though? No, AI tokens are still going sideways. RLC is going sideways. GRT down. RNDR has been down for the past few weeks. WLD has been down for the past few weeks. So there's definitely some rotation happening with some of these altcoins that have popped off a lot. They seem to be moving over towards Bitcoin here, which is I think one of the reasons Bitcoin's been able to stay afloat. And let's pop this right here. We don't need this anymore. There we go. Alrighty. And hey, Etrev, happy to see you. With oils rising into the summer, coming inflation will increase long crude oil, nat gas, and SQQQ Bear ETF. What do you call? I mean, oil's been producing well for me over the past few months. Natural gas hasn't really been doing the best for me, unfortunately. But I think oil, I'm just gonna have to continue holding on and watching those profits roll in. You guys know there's few oil plays that I really do like. You got the normal stuff like a ConocoPhillips and Exxon, but my favorite still to this day has been PXD, just because of those dividends that we see. I wonder what the dividends are right now, actually, on that sucker. Yeah, dividend estimate 7.34, 2.67%. Let's see, what are we at right now? Yeah, I mean, look at that. Oh, you guys can't see it. PXD. Put this on the weekly chart. Look at that clean breakout it had, and that's just been chugging up ever since. Oil prices have also been going up ever since as well. But man, I mean, we're getting close to all-time highs, and I'm not entirely sure how much longer I want to hold some of these oil assets. I'm thinking I should scale out of them a little bit here, maybe 20% through June 30th or something like that, towards the end of June. I might be scaling off a little bit every week here because they've just been doing great. And then for some of these dividend plays, I'm just going to hold the money and wait for them to come back down a little bit. And then perhaps we'll see what's happening, because you can see some potential crossovers here between the 20 and the 50 and the 200. But right now, it seems like this type of stuff wants to continue going higher. Even if you were to go over to some of the more, what I consider more the boring stuff, like, an Exxon Mobil. Exxon just broke out to new highs, So oil is having a great time right now. And it's funny because oil is going up to all-time highs and stuff. Exxon is, but oil is not all-time highs. Oil is just pretty boring. It's going up, don't get me wrong, but it's not like we were back in 2022 or something like that. You also go over here to ConocoPhillips. ConocoPhillips is about to go to all-time highs as well. Sure, it's hitting some resistance, but you can see it right there. Even some of these other ones like OXY launching up here. The market's starting to understand that. Schlumberger, this one typically hasn't been my favorite, but it's still doing okay. It used to be all the way up here towards $114. It's about half of that. Maybe it can make a move back up though somehow. I'm not entirely completely sure how, but I have some exposure to this as well. And then you also have, where's the other one? Oh, it's not on this list. It's more of a nat gas one, but that's Warner Brothers, yeah. But you can definitely see oil is making these larger moves here. And you know what? I'm all for it. I'm not as invested in tech right now as maybe I should be. I've gone really heavy on oil over the past few quarters. And I've missed out on a lot of this NVIDIA rally. This is a weekly chart. This is back in 2022. I pretty much sold the majority of my stuff over here as far as NVIDIA. And it kept on running up. So I missed out on a lot of profit here. But I was able to buy down here, sell over here. I made money. You go over here, look at Microsoft and things like this. I've been able to hold on to this a lot longer, although I did still shave off some over here. NVIDIA was just going too crazy for my personal sanity, so I just had to trim some off. You got other stuff out here that's been doing fine as far as the, the tech sector and stuff. I've been avoiding stuff like Target, although Target's found a way to go back up a little bit. I never bought Target down here all too much, or even over here. I never messed with it. The only thing I think I had traded that I didn't want to trade, but I was like, oh, this is too easy, was that Disney trade from a while ago. And I sold Disney right here at $109, $110. It ran up all the way to $125. So, you know, I've been able to make some good money off of this rally, but I have not maximized my revenue. I can't say I have locked in profits. That's something I can say here. If you look at things like Google, still going up pretty high. I'm thinking of actually selling off a good chunk of my Google here. I'm not really excited about how it's been moving. Microsoft has really been the best play here. Look at that. Continued growth, moving up quite well. ChatGPT, that narrative, really giving it some boosters here. JP Morgan's been fine. I'm selling the rest of my JP Morgan, I think, sometime next week. It's been doing fine, don't get me wrong, but I don't really want to hold banks all too long. You got Intel over here having new chips and whatnot. Intel still struggling. I'm thinking of dollar cost averaging into whatever dip this is right now, because look at this. It had a nice high point. It's down like 25%, 27% or so. War companies, I haven't been making as much profit. I bought into them a while ago because of the Ukraine war and stuff. They have not been able to give me a good return on my investment, so I'm pretty much getting out of all this stuff. Even Boeing, which you guys know I've owned it for a while here. You know, I've been loading on this since COVID. You know, it did start to go up a little bit, up to 270. I didn't sell here. Came all the way back down. I bought more. You know, it came back up to 270 again, got rejected, and it hasn't been performing quite well. So I think I'm going to take, a minor profit and just run away with it and just, you know, try to find something else. I was pretty optimistic Boeing could keep on going higher, but I was not expecting crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis. So I think I'm going to be giving up on that one here pretty soon. I might have to hunker some money into Visa here pretty soon. I was thinking of MasterCard, honestly, but MasterCard hasn't been moving up as much as Visa. So, you know, pretty similar charts, but just a little bit outperformance from Visa. And I think that's just because they've been doing some of their credit card deals, which have been pretty nice for consumers or whatnot. Oh, there it is, CVX. This is the other one I was thinking about, Chevron. This one is getting also ready for a breakout, so I'm optimistic for this one moving up for some options plays here. Especially because we're going to have golden crosses on the weekly. Oh yeah, last time we had some of those, they were juicy, 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 juicy. But again, just going into the summer here. So I'm pretty optimistic on a lot of different stocks, but it's more around the commodities markets, to be frank. Which you can almost think of Bitcoin kind of joining that you know, section as well. Now, what section is this? This is their, okay. Let me go over here. Let me just get rid of these little lines here. Oh, man. Oh, sorry. Also, fair warning, because of my ear and stuff, I did not get any sleep last night. So I am like a little bit, not necessarily on edge, but it's kind of hard for me to focus on stuff. So if I squint my eyes as I'm trying to do something, it's just because like my body is like, it's struggling to do those really basic things right now. So just a little bit of a heads up. Yeah, I did not get any sleep last night. But tonight I will get plenty of sleep. And hey, Los Canos, Harris, hope you guys are doing well. Market feels indecisive this time around. Very indecisive. I mean, you saw the entire market as a whole just start to crash. And then you saw this really good rebound. I honestly don't know exactly what happened here. Because, you know, everybody and their mom prepared for this move. You saw everybody come down and all of a sudden, boom. The stock market didn't do this, just crypto, which is a little bit confusing to me. Again, like I'm almost wondering if people selling off a lot of their altcoins and a lot of that money just flowed back into Bitcoin there as a safe harbor for a while, and that might have propped it up a little bit, but not that much, right? And hey, Trevin. Oh, sorry. Hey, Wildcat. Happy to see you. Let's see right here. And hey, Harris. I'll be live for probably 2 hours here, so you'll be fine. After that, I gotta get some sleep because oh god, me with no sleep is crazy. Bitcoin Cash's chart looks like the 2014-2018 Bitcoin chart. Price at 630 a coin. Bitcoin Cash same general block as Bitcoin. Same 21 million supply. I don't know if it'll move up towards $70,000 or anything like that, DS flat, but I do think it's going to be a pretty solid investment once it starts to break out. It's something that I've been dollar costing average into a little bit more than I thought I would. Normally, I don't trade Bitcoin Cash all too much. I missed a lot of the rally we had a few months ago, and so I'm hoping that whenever the altcoin season takes off, I think it has the potential to have a really good move where I could actually make some good money in a matter of, by maybe holding from 1 to 2 months there. Almost panicked on my whole portfolio after seeing the report. Well, yeah, it was a surprise. It was a hotter than expected surprise, right? We thought it was going to be 3.4%. It ended up being 3.5. Just like last month, we thought it was going to be 3.1. It came out to 3.2. Consensus has not been accurate as of late, and you can see kind of where we are. We've been sideways for a while. Things aren't good. That when things are not going back down, it just really has not been good. Just frankly, not good. And again, we saw the market have a horrible rejection, a horrible feeling after that report came out. We saw prices just collapse for about 10 minutes time. But check this out here. Energy inflation went up. See how it's been going down forever? Went up. That's not good at all. Go over here to the 5-year chart. Let's go to, not that. There you go. You can see how we were doing fine for a few quarters, and then all of a sudden, boom, we started going positive. That's not a good sign there as well. And then, where's rent inflation? Five years, there you go. Rent inflation, it went from 5.74 to 5.65, not really having a pretty meaningful drop here. And again, rent inflation is still at 5.65. That's still really, really high. Over here, we had services inflation. Uh-oh, that jumped up. Services inflation hasn't been this high since what, 5.269? Let's just call it 5.27. No. Since August of last year. So we've seen services inflation also going back up here, which is not good at all. And there's been a lot of jobs in that space. If you guys recall when you listen to these jobs reports, a lot of those jobs were coming in from, you can think of, waitresses, store people, services, the service industry. Sorry, my brain is like fried right now. And then we also had, where is it? Food inflation. This one's going okay. 2.2, 2.2. I know it's not moving down a lot, but it didn't accelerate, which is kind of a nice thing. It may accelerate next month as people have to deal with oil prices going up, gas prices going up. Costs just a little bit more money to get your food from the farm to the table. Let's see, energy inflation, that's what prices. Housing utilities keep on getting more expensive, but still the rate at it getting faster is, a little bit, jumped up a little bit more here. So that's interesting. Anything else here? We're missing a little bit of data here, so I can live with it, but no, okay, that's fine. But yeah, you could definitely see that big move, but now, in hindsight, it's not that bad at all. From this really nice rally. Since we bottomed out right here, it ran up a total of 5% to $3,600. So it would have just been terrible to try to go long or short, because most people that probably went long over here, they probably had this as their stop loss if they were day trading, or maybe even this, or maybe even that. So they got stopped out, then all of a sudden it came back up, and they might have reattacked this or something here, to try to buy it up, but they definitely lost some money on here if they went long, especially if they had a higher leverage. Because I didn't get any sleep last night. I tried to close my eyes for a little bit of time, but my ear was giving me problems, so I didn't really do much. But I was up at 5:30 looking at this, and I was like, damn, this is pretty crazy. And hey, Cyber, happy to see you, my man. Same with you, Mattis. And hey, Cabrera, I'm doing okay. Basically, guys, if you guys didn't know, I have like this ear thing going on where my ear was kind of like clogged with fluid or something like that. And so it was part of a big allergy attack that I had with my face pretty much just rejected something outside. I don't know what it was. But basically my this ear's fine. My nose is back to being normal. My throat's back to being normal. This ear is in a little bit of pain, not a lot. And it's like kind of clogged up with some fluid. And I don't know if there was an infection there, but it could have been an infection. So basically I was I'm taking antibiotics for it and like ear drops for it, and so far it seems to be working. But because of that, you know, last night was the first time I actually had the antibiotics and the eardrops like that, so I had to do it every few hours. So I was not getting any sleep at all. So I'm pretty much just tired, but you know, overall, okay. How do you feel on XRP pumping and Ethereum and Bitcoin dumping? Is XRP pumping today? XRP's hasn't been really doing anything here just yet. It looks like it's been able to hold up against that 20-day and 50-day moving averages here, even though there's kind of a death cross incoming, but it still looks pretty normal compared to a lot of other altcoins out there over the last like few weeks. It definitely has not been having that long-term performance. I might say that there's a good opportunity for XRP to go up higher sometime today or tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'd be pretty optimistic about a day trade on this because of what Bitcoin's been doing. Oh, you can actually see it's breaking out right now, actually. Look at that. Trying to have that move. But yeah, I think it'd be fine to go long XRP. You'd have a stop loss right over here or right over here. This would be more of a day trade, not something of a swing trade. You might want to hold on to this for maybe 24 hours or something. Or less than 24 hours, excuse me. There you go. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Right now, Bitcoin's just consolidating here and trying to make these higher lows, and hopefully it doesn't break down. And hey, GT, I have a feeling Jerome won't cut till fall when fuel prices start coming back down, so it's predictable that as soon as it warms up, things will get more expensive. Hopefully I'm wrong, though. I think right now, I was watching a little bit of CNBC this morning and Fox Business. I think I heard a lot of July and August, and then some like, oh, there's going to be no rate cuts this year. To me, I think we're still going to have rate cuts unless something really gets out of hand. And, you know, we may have hot inflation. They still may cut just because they don't want to break something, you know? So at this point in time, I'd probably say July is likely, fall 100% chance of a rate, or like a 90% chance of a rate cut in the fall. And you know, you could almost try to time that into, everybody keeps on talking about Bitcoin going up in the fall, altcoins going up in the fall. Maybe that gets timed up with those what would you call it, those rate cuts. So that might be another way of thinking about it as well. Once we start to see those rate cuts, I do think you're going to see altcoins primarily have some really large moves there. Hopefully that happens sooner rather than later, but that really depends on what's happening when it comes to inflation here, if I can even find it. CPI. Good. How bad inflation gets these last few months. Whoosh, whoosh. I mean, just straight up here. Absolutely crazy. And we got PPI coming out tomorrow as well. Ah, shit, I had my door open today, so there's a fly in here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Got it. I used to hate smacking flies between my hands, but now I just hate having flies around me in the first place. And you know, my place has been cleaned up today, so there's just lots of doors and windows open here to get the dust out. Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs is next week. Got approval next week. This is why Bitcoin pumping today. Oh, is that the news that came out today? I remember hearing about the news, but I only heard about the news from yesterday about them trying to go through the process. I didn't know they were announced, though. Oh, I didn't type Kong in right. This was 16 hours ago, so So I was breaking. You can never tell if they update the titles after the article's made. And so this is probably old news, but then they just updated it so that they don't have to write another article. So let's go over here. Hong Kong's in. This is why I don't like using CoinDesk. It's absolutely annoying, the lag time on this thing. There you go. Hong Kong's incoming spot Bitcoin ETFs could be a big deal. Here's what analysts say. Massive demand for China listed gold ETF sent its premium soaring to 30%. Early this week. Wow. So heightened anticipation. Get rid of this thing right here. I don't like these things at all. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Heightened anticipation for the spot-based Bitcoin ETFs in the US and the eventual inflow supercharged Bitcoin's run up to new all-time highs. And now Hong Kong's regulators reportedly are inching closer to approving similar funds, news that thus far has been mostly unnoticed in crypto circles. These vehicles, however, could open the floodgates for Chinese investors looking for a new haven next to gold and overseas real estate and stock to which to store the wealth. Something good about that is Chinese real estate market is kind of in shambles right now. So I think Bitcoin would look much more attractive compared to the real estate market. Compared to gold, it's more of a philosophy type of thing. Holding Bitcoin versus gold, I would say Bitcoin outperforms gold quite a bit, so I go with Bitcoin, of course. But some people like that steadiness, that safety, where it's not too volatile, like you do see with Bitcoin here. So there will be a big deal. Noel, some micro analyst and author of Crypto's Macro Now newsletter, said in an email interview with CoinDesk, it's not just for the access to hedge funds and family offices based in the region, it's also because of the access it gives to mainland investors. Chinese investors are reluctant to invest in domestic real estate and stocks given the well-documented troubles of the country's housing market, just talked about that, construction sector and equities. That in turn has spurred interest in alternative assets like gold. Notably, trading with a gold-linked ETF in China was halted earlier this week after its price premium reached 30% as investors piled into the asset, trading at record prices. So this could be the next big thing here to really push Bitcoin up if it gets approved this month. Now, I want to search very fast and just, here's routers. So this is talking about Hong Kong set to approve its first spot Bitcoin ETF in April. Oh God, hold on. This thing is giving me tinnitus. I have to open up one of those little tubes that goes from the ear to the throat, and it relieves the ringing. Okay. Okay, here we go. The U.S. launched the first U.S. listed exchange-traded funds to track spot Bitcoin in January, drawing roughly $12 billion in net inflows, data from the Stmx research shows. Bitcoin has gained more than 60% this year and hit an all-time high of $73,803 in March. It was trading around $69,000 on Wednesday, but now it's trading at around $70,337, so it's up a little bit since then. At least 4 mainland China and Hong Kong asset managers have submitted applications to launch the ETFs. Let's see. The Hong Kong units of China Asset Management, Harvest Fund Management, Bosera Asset Management are among the applicants, according to the 2 people in the third source. Let's see. So China's Asset Management and Harvest Fund Management's Hong Kong units obtained approval this month to manage portfolios that invest more than 10% in virtual assets, according to the FCS's website. So they each manage over $138 billion in assets. That's very, very nice there. But I don't see anything about the actual date here. TradingView has an article here. This is from today. May soon be able to. All of these misleading titles are driving me nuts. Let's go over here. Let's go to tools. Let's go Sort by relevance. No, let's go to recent within the past 24 hours. Bloomberg may have a paywall against me here. You can see the paywall right there. Ah, snap. As soon as this month. So that's still not telling me exactly what's going on here. Forecast news says mid-April. Let's see. Okay, that might be the best one we have so far. I don't know much about forecast, to be honest, but Hong Kong expected to approve spot Bitcoin ETFs mid-April. Is that... Sorry, is that fly? No, that's just a little speck of dust. Okay, sorry. Like, clean the cobwebs and stuff. Likely announced the approval of the city's inaugural spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund around April 15th, according to sources from the... Damn it, I'm going to be in Las Vegas during that time, so I may miss out on a huge rally. Luckily, I have investments in Bitcoin right now in case we go up, but that is interesting. Oh, this actually opens up some questions for me though. So let's say, it does happen around April 15th. Maybe it happens on the 18th, 19th. I'll be back from Vegas in that time. But you guys recall what happened when we did have that spot ETF announcement? It wasn't, pretty rainbows and stuff like this. No. It was complete chaos. We saw Bitcoin within those few, weeks of going up. We saw it pile up around 20% or $8,000, and then it proceeded to crash afterwards about 21% and then start to chug back up. I wonder if we're going to see the same volatility here, or because the buildup hasn't been as extreme. We've been kind of consolidating here. I wonder if that's just what takes us to that next level to have that breakout. Because if I were to go over here and pull out Bitcoin, let's get rid of all the trend lines and stuff like that. Let's go over here to the weekly chart. There you go. You can see basically what we've been dealing with, if you zoom out a little bit, has been your typical trend line here, right? This larger flag. There's a red line already here, but just for my own sanity, because it's not thick enough. There we go. Let's have that yellow line right there. You've kind of seen this. Now, next week, or the week after, is apparently when we should have this news for the Hong Kong ETFs, which would allow people from China to start allocating some funds in there, which of course they're going to do. Anybody that was here for 2021 when Asia was much more prominent to the cryptocurrency market, how crazy they can be when they start allocating money towards Bitcoin. That could cause a breakout here, even with higher inflation and a dollar that's continuing to rise. So it might not boost up altcoins too much, but I think altcoins will follow pretty soon afterwards. So that might be some good news for us here. Thanks for letting me know about that one. I had heard a little bit about it, but I didn't hear about the mid-April type of thing. Although the mid-April may be a guess here, because I looked at a whole bunch of different articles and April, it's all April, but it's not telling me really when in April. Say Coinpedia, let's see. Could be approved as early as this week. So, this is made today. It may be imminent. That might be the good way to think about it. And that may be what's helping Bitcoin right now, because people don't want to pile into it so much or short too much because of what's going on. So it's going to be interesting. We'll keep an eye on this. I know for me and the way I like to trade, I'm already in Bitcoin right now. I'm still long. I haven't gotten stopped out. Today, definitely thought I might get stopped out if I kept on coming down, of course, but we didn't. So maybe if we take a little bit more of a dip down today, maybe I'll buy a little bit more Bitcoin. You guys know I've already done 2 buy-ins here. I think as far as my altcoins, I'm going to hold off on buying those for now. I will usually buy them up on Thursdays here. Thursday I'll buy them again for my blowfin position. Let me see so we know my fair desk one is still losing money here, unfortunately. I know we hold for a while, but you want to see yourself making money. You don't want to see yourself losing money. Log in here. Verify, log in with my information. Oh, God, okay, hold on. I always got to do that 2-step authentication. Verification code. Okay. Did I receive the code? Yes, I did. I need to confirm. And then let's go over here to futures. Okay. So I got some, but like Bitcoin's up 17% off the 3x leverage play. It's up $30. Okay. This portfolio, just so you guys know, it's Bitcoin, and it's like a lot of higher risk tokens in the market with lower market caps. Not necessarily teeny market caps, although there are some in here, but just, you know, a lot of meme tokens and stuff like that. I primarily started to work with Blowfin, like I said, because they have a lot of tokens that I want to be able to leverage trade. I can leverage trade on here. Now, Beco's down 20%. Now, a lot of these are 2x or 3x leverages, so bear with me here. You know, it's not like it really moved down 14%, but with the leverage it did, so that's how much money I'm losing. Ocean's down 14, Ajax is down 7, Fetch AI is actually up 1.7, Crow is down a couple, Whiff is down 17, Popcat is down 38% with a 2x leverage, so that's down like 20%. Shiba Inu's up 5. AI Doge is up 29%. That is interesting. What caused this to go up? Oh, you know why? I got really lucky when I bought. Let's go over here to maybe the 1 hour chart. So I bought a little bit right here. Oh, let's give it this. There you go. Bought a teeny bit right here, pretty close to the bottom. I'm pretty happy about that. And then I bought a little bit more over here as I was dumping back down. And then we're doing okay. So I moved the average up a little bit, but still, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, you know, some of these actually might be negative because I did average up on them. So that might be something as well. Let me see Pixel. Did I buy 2 times this? No, Pixel I just bought the wrong time. I bought right here. But again, I wasn't paying too much attention to the charts. Let's go back over here though. So STRK is down 13. Venom is up only 3%. Degen is up 9%. I only invested $10 in here, so not a lot. RLC, I have over $100 invested in here with a 2x leverage. It's only at 5%. ICP is down 23%. Solana is down 14%. You know, definitely not the best returns here so far. You got some stuff up a little bit. I need to add more money in here, of course, and that's why I'm waiting for maybe a dip or something. World tokens down 15, excuse me. Anything really doing well here? Bitcoin's up 18, like we talked about. Book of Meme is down 47%. Turbo is up 20%. That's nice. And Miro is down 35. So Miro is not doing too hot. Turbo, I invested a little over $100 into this one. I didn't buy at the right time here. You can see I bought some right here. I bought some right here as it was going higher. And I originally did my first buy-in way over here. So, you know, it's actually I did my first buy-in over here. So here, here, and then 2 over here and here. So my average is a little high. But again, it looks like averaging up kind of hurt me a little bit. But, you know, I still need to put more money into these things so I can make a lot of money if they go up. USA ETF launch, chaos, then a delay, then noon on Thursday, 11 ETFs launch simultaneously, and the race is on. You know, I'm curious to see if they all launch the same time in China or if they go one by one. So maybe it takes a few days for the full momentum of all that capital going in the Bitcoin. Makes a difference. Now, what I think is pretty cool about this is, let's say it happens in April. Well, what else is happening? I know we've been focusing a lot on inflation because that's the big news for this week. CPI today, PPI tomorrow, jobs report Friday. Then I got, you know, I've been hyping up Vegas because I'm going to Vegas. I love Vegas. I'm not even having to pay for it. But what else is happening? Boom-pa-de-boo, shum shum. 8 days, 15 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds here. CMC Bitcoin halving 2024. It's almost like a convention or a party. So, you know, this breaks down what it all is and stuff like that. But basically, come on now, you know, this could be happening right around the time of the halving, which should give us a really big boost. These ETFs are causing just a certain level of chaos because the technical analysis isn't working out as we might like. This is, remember a few months ago, I tried to short us down a little bit. I was like, maybe I'll make some money here, maybe make some money here. And we had moves down, but not nearly as much as I wanted us to go down. And if you recall, the chart looked completely weird and ugly, but it was still going up, so most people were pretty happy. Remember this mess, right? I wanted to short from here, and I wanted to short back down here to this level of support. No. We kept on chugging. Came up here, people decided to buy, then they got shorted out here. Came back up, they wanted to buy again for a breakout, came back. It was just carnage across the market. The technicals were not very friendly with people. Then we went quiet for a little bit before having this big move down and again kind of built ourselves back up. A lot of chaos. I would say this hasn't been nearly as chaotic because you can kind of see this longer trend building up, this pattern building up. Right now though, we're in that middle zone where we don't want to have a death cross here, and if we can have those ETFs help us out, that could really lead to a pretty strong move for Bitcoin and other assets out there. So let's go back over here though. So far, Solana is still doing well. You know, to me, still a longer term hold. Over the next few days, it is a little bit oversold compared to a lot of other altcoins out there. I might take an opportunity to do some day trades on it. Is Jasmine going to take off since China is getting into Bitcoin? Well, Jasmine was doing a pretty good today, I think, compared to some other stuff. Wasn't it doing okay over the last couple days? No, maybe I'm thinking about this. Bar chart? It had a pretty decent rally before. Yeah, it had a pretty decent rally before this drop this morning. I don't know if it'll necessarily have like a move just because of the news. You can see a kind of a death cross incoming here. In the last, you can see the death cross, not death cross. You can see the MACD's been bearish the entire time, except for it finally turned bullish today. Although it hasn't had a confirmation yet today, like we haven't closed at the level to cause this to be officially a green MACD, bullish MACD. We've had all these false breakouts, right? Breakout, collapse, MACD hasn't been there yet. Over here, we might have a breakout tomorrow or the day after. This really depends on what Bitcoin does, of course. But finally, oh, that was a hiding one. I don't want to hide it. I want to maximize it. You can see how we finally turned green here. Last time everything was green here on the MACD. Maybe I gotta stretch this up a little bit. Right over here. Right over here, that was green as well. I can move this down here a little bit. And you can kind of time this a little bit here. So we were good to go, right? Now, you might have just bought the change of character here or whatever, or maybe in this break of structure, but you can see if you bought down here on when everything finally turned green again, off of this breakout that you might even see actually, right? Oh, I guess no, that wasn't because we have that wick there. Oh my gosh, I'm blind. I'm sorry. That looks like it's about right. There you go. Actually, this one still kind of came back down, but it didn't hit the support level, and then it finally took off. But it still ended up being a pretty good trade. I would say for Jasmine, though, it is ready to break out here. Now, on the flip side of it, it hasn't broken out yet, so just be careful. But you can see that trend line right there. Flagging up, waiting for the next big move. Today would be the day for Jasmine. For a lot of tokens out there that are against those levels of resistance. Take a look at Dogecoin, similar type of move. Solana here, a little more bearish like we were talking about. Still overall, you know, fine. But, let's see, hold on. Can I move this back to the side? Oh no, my mount, there we go. There we go, okay, here we go. Okay, do you want to treat something? There you go. He's over here whining about something. Well, this is your last treat, so dude, you're not getting anything after this, are you? There you go. Alright. Let's see. All you're waiting for stuff like Solana is, can it have these types of breakouts? Which at this point, you know, I don't know. I might be able to, because this is just a small breakout that takes you back up here until you have to deal with some of this larger stuff. So, you know, different altcoins are in different spots right now. Solana is more of that longer term allocation. Day trading, sure, but it's going to take a few days for those breakouts to occur. pop this up a little bit more. Auto. There we go. Hold on a second here. My phone pinged. Just want to make sure it's not anybody in the family needing something. There you go. Okay, sweet. Okay. They were just cleaning lady leaving and her reminding me of some stuff. Bitcoin will drop so they can buy to support the ETF, same as we did in the last blast off. What do you call it? I wonder if the Hong Kong ETFs will have that same type of pull as the American ones. I really don't know. But at this point, what makes this such a confusing thing, you understand how last time we had this massive fake out where we kind of had a complete breakdown and then boom, launched to the moon. You're probably going to see a massive shakeout where you feel like you should be selling. And then maybe you do, and then all of a sudden again, it'll be a blast off effect. And that's going to cause just a bunch of chaos going forward. But, you know, I might even have to move down my stop loss a little bit to see what happens. I really hope I don't have to, but at this point, you know, I'm going to be in Vegas. I won't even be able to pay attention to the crypto markets every single day. I will, but at night, you know. But while I'm talking to people at Expo, I'm not going to really be getting alerts and stuff like that. Yeah, you'd probably see a shakeout before that happens. But again, nobody really knows the date right now. It's imminent, basically, so it could happen at any moment. That is giving us one of these abnormal floors where we start to go down and we just kind of pop back up. Like I was explaining back a few months ago. You see all these crazy moves we were having? We came up, we crashed back down, we drove back up, crashed back down. Buyers coming back in, crashed, buyers came back in, crashed, buyers came over. And over and over. Buyers kept on coming back in until they didn't. And all of a sudden, kept on coming down a little bit more. And boom, just started to launch, got hit back down. Buyers came back up over and over and over again until, you know, where we are kind of now. I mean, even look at this. Boom. Crazy moves. And that was all the way at $50,000, you know? Then we had this massive move here and everybody was really happy with it, but I mean, you can see that right there. 69,000 all the way to 58, climbed all the way back up. So Bitcoin definitely has people willing to buy it if it comes down, and that's kind of a nice, that's a relief. There we are. Anyway, boss, so I'm happy to stream, man. NHR, weird to look at Dogecoin. Basically, right now, it's trying to have a breakout moment. It's in a very precarious spot because it's at the end of a pennant, which means it's going to have a volatile day one way or the other. Right now, Bitcoin looks like it could probably come back down here by tomorrow morning if it kind of adapts to some of the news coming out when it comes to inflation. But what's really propping up right now, from what I can understand at this point, is some of that news coming out with the Hong Kong ETFs. So if we start to see Bitcoin at least have a positive day here, I think you have a good chance for Dogecoin having a 5 to 10% day here, like a really big day, just because it's on the verge of a breakout. So, but on the other side, again, it could also break down here. So just keep an eye on what Bitcoin's doing, because that's going to really control where Dogecoin goes, not necessarily just Dogecoin itself, unfortunately. And hey, Vegas Nick, I'm coming over, I believe. No, this Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What's the matter with you, boy? Here, Loki wants to say hello, everybody. He's been getting much more antsy. Okay. Here. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, he wants to play. There we go. Alright. Here. But yeah, I'm coming this weekend. Bro, did you ever try the Padron 1926 series number 9? I don't know if I tried the number 9 yet. These ones? I've had a couple of these ones, I think. I don't know if it's actually number 9 or not. That's the thing here, because I've had plenty of the 1926 series. I prefer the 26 series over the 64 series. 26 Maduros, no. LA Coastal Natural Maduros, number 9 Maduro. I don't know. I've had quite a few Padrones. I'm a big fan of the ones that come in the tubes, like the special releases like this one. But I don't know if I've actually had the 9. I've had a lot of them, but I don't know if they were actually the 9, like the exact number here. Because my preferred ones are the 90th anniversary ones that come in those little white and red tubes. The white ones for the naturals and the red ones for the Maduros. Do I buy my cigars line in person? So I'll either trade them with friends if they have something I like, or I buy them in person. I've never really bought money cigars online. The ones I buy online when I do, which again isn't often, but when I do it, it's usually those types of cigars where they're a what do you call them? They're a sampler. Like, you can go over here to Cigar page. You can see samplers is highlighted. You go over here to this, you can go over to samplers. And they usually have some Olivia samplers. When I have friends that first get into cigars, I usually give them an Olivia. Because they're not expensive cigars, so I don't care about them maybe not liking it and throwing it away or something. But they have good structure. They're not how do you say this? They're not a bad cigar. They're not put together poorly. They have what good craftsmanship kind of built them. And although they are cheaper, they're not terrible cigars. I will smoke these cigars all the time. I like them a lot. Now, are they, premium cigars? No, but they're great. And I prefer to have a little bit of a sample so I can try out, see what they have. If I go over here and I buy something off a cigar base that's not a sampler, it's because they had some type of crazy deal that one of my friends told me, hey, Michael, you got to get a box of these Padrones, you got to get a box of this. But typically, I usually see it on Discord. Like, let me go over here very fast. Make this full screen. Let me go over to Discord very fast. Let's see. Deal spotter. Parlor, cigar. Cigar pairing, no. I'm looking for something I might. Humidor Cigar Lounge, Padron limited release sampler. Like where I'd get a link from a friend and look at a website, and I'd see this, and I'd be like, okay, I can try this out. Like here's a Davidoff Maduros. There's 3 right there. Here's a Warped Ultimate Edition. Here's Drew Estate Pack. Now I might try the Davidoffs. I wouldn't try anything else here. Looks like but no. Padron limited release sampler. This could be kind of interesting. Padron Family Reserve number 95, Natural Maduro 96, Natural 96 Maduro, Padron Black 97. No, I might get something like this. 50th anniversary or 50 years. That could be kind of cool. But I see a lot of 64s. I don't really prefer 64s here, so actually I probably wouldn't get that one. Oh, I messed up on that. But basically, let me see if I can find something here. Here was a sale. Here's some Olivia's on sale, basically. I already have enough of these things. But you can see normally they go for 135 bucks, but right now they're for $36, you know? 10 cigars for 36 bucks. Pretty solid deal. They probably have too much of this in there. They need to make room for more cigars, something like that. They just have a nice sale. Really good cigar. I like them. They're kind of short here, but still, they're quick smoke in the morning or the afternoon or something like that. Anything else here that I can probably find? No. Oh, this one, it looks like there's some current deals they have right now, right? Samplers. None of these samplers particularly look good. God of Fire, no. You know, you can see there's some good sales, but these aren't necessarily the type of cigars that I smoke myself. These La Flor Dominican Lagaros, I guess you pronounce them. Those are pretty good. I have a few of those ones. They smoke pretty smoothly, but usually you're just kind of looking out for sales. I would say, you know, if you guys go to Cigar page, as right here, they have a Discord, and they share deals and special things only for the Discord users. So if you guys want to buy something online, it's definitely worth it. They're not going to give you bad product or something. I usually just like to have a rapport with my tobacconist, and I like to talk with them, because if they get a goodie in there, they'll call me before somebody else gets in there to buy them, and I can buy them before anybody else. So it's good to have that rapport. Or I just have friends that have that rapport already, and I can kind of just mooch off with them. And he's like, hey, this guy has this. I told him to come by. You know, you want some or something like that. You know, like that. But yeah, typically I prefer to buy them in person. The Patron Londres are my favorite cigar by them. What do you call it? There we go. I smoked today and was very impressed with the cigar. Yeah, what do you call it? A lot of Padrones are very, really good cigars. I like them a lot. Typically for me, Padrones and Fuentes are what I prefer. I like a lot of Cubans. Actually, I just got a box of Cubans today. I probably should have brought it down. It's a box of 13 Bolivar cigars. So they're not the big thick ones that I normally smoke. They're a little bit smaller, so I don't have to take as long when I smoke them. But they're Bolivar Cuban cigars. Not the Finos. Royal Corona, maybe? No. No, I'll see. Open image and new tab. There we go. They're like these smaller ones, the Petite Coronas. I think it's the Petite Corona is actually what it was. I think I have a picture of them on here somewhere. Yeah, there you go. These ones right here. These are they look large, but they're not. They're probably like that big. Not too big at all. But they're very, very tasty, so I absolutely love them. Monte Cristo Padron, Romeo and Juliet, Cohiba, Hoyo de Monterrey, La Flor Dominicana, Andalusia, Bularaki, Patel, Premium. All kind of nice. My favorite is the Hoyo de Monterreys, and then I like the Bolivars a lot. Bahiques are fine. I think those are good. Monte Cristos, I have to be in a mood for them, and Romeo and Juliet are much more of a morning cigar for me, where I'm smoking that and I'm drinking a cup of coffee or something. Maybe a latte. I took my grandparents out to brunch yesterday, and I was drinking a latte. I really wanted to smoke a cigar, but it's one of those bougie hippie places where it's kind of more modern, elegant, and so you can't just pop out a cigar. It's like that, you can't smoke inside restaurants in Washington State. And hey, I'm happy to see you, my man. Arturo El de Puro Duro. I don't know what that is. Crypto doing well today compared to the stock market. Yeah, the stock market got hit and it wasn't able to recover. Bitcoin managed to recover. Haram, from what we've been able to figure out so far, it looks like the big news has been. Did I get rid of it? Yeah, I did. There's a chance that the Hong Kong ETFs are going to be announced sometime in the next, let's call it 1 to 2 to 3 weeks, sometime in April, basically. And people are getting more and more hyped about it here, which is good news for us, because that means we might have more inflows coming into Bitcoin, and that may happen again around the halving, which could definitely lead to a little bit more of that supply shock having an effect here, where once the Chinese start to push Bitcoin up, Americans might start to chase, and it may just be a race to the top here for some really good sized gains. Kind of sucks. Washington has a 15% tax on top of what the U.S. government wants as well. Oh yeah. So if you live in Washington State and you do want to get cigars, I would recommend that you go buy them on the reservations. Reservations are the greatest thing ever if you want cigarettes, cigars, whatever. You just don't pay the taxes on them, and you can save a lot of money. One of the things that I thought was so normal out here, like I don't smoke cigarettes, but I know people that do. And one of the things that was so common to me over here, which I guess a lot of people around the country just don't have access to, they just don't have them. I think you guys will know what I'm talking about. If I go over here and I open up Maps and I go to Maps Tacoma. All right, and I go over here. Go to layers. If I go over here, I used to live off of this street. There we go, Emerald Queen Casino. So this is a casino right here. This is Portland Avenue. If you go over here and yeah, keep going right here. This is a War Pony Indian smoke shop. But take a look at this. 24-hour drive-through where you can just come over here, pick up cigarettes, and go. They're all over the place here, though. If you go over here, again, this is all PUB, this is all tribal territory. Outlet store, no, we're going to go over here, I think. Or is it over here? I don't go to smoke shops, so I'm not entirely familiar where it's at, but Travel Lodge. Well, when I go to the lounge every now and again, here's BJ's. Here's one right here, BJ's Tobacco Shop. Like this, get out of there, little tool. There we go. Drive-through, some kind of crazy rims, but you can see the drive-throughs right there. They have the prices all listed out. And you know, you can buy whatever that is or whatever that is. I mean, $5.50, $5. You know, it's pretty good price. $9.85 or $9.85. I guess it's like 5-pack or something. I'm not entirely sure how cigarette prices work, to be honest. But yeah, there's another one. Typically, what I like is I think if you go over here towards River Road, which it's over here. Smoking hot espresso. Is it this thing? Let me see. No. There's a huge shop over here as well. Oh, here. The Trading Post. This is a tobacco shop over here as well. Another drive-through. And then there was one that you guys would get a kick out of, but I just don't know where it's at. Smoking hot espresso. I don't drive down this road much anymore. Big House Tobacco. Yeah, they got a whole store of just tobacco right there. I thought they had another one here. Maybe I won't be able to find it. Active construction. Two Bears Trading Post. I mean, but you can see how many times you can buy a cigarette just into the little town over here. And now, Riverside Tobacco Shop right here. Small one. Those are really big one, but I don't think Google Maps has been updated to find it just yet. But you know, you can really, if you wanted to, you could really find some huge tobacco places that are cheap. But you have to go towards the reservation lands. Talk about capital gains tax. Oh, well, what do you call? Oh, yeah, it's a pain, but it depends on how much money you're making. I guess if you make that threshold, you do have to pay it. I just pay it, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, it can be a hassle. What alcoholic drinks do I like to drink while smoking cigars? Depends on where I'm at, but typically I like an old fashioned. If I'm smoking a lighter cigar, I actually like a little bit of mojitos nowadays. Maybe in Manhattan if I'm in a classier establishment. I'm not usually in classy establishments, so I don't usually have mojitos all too often. And then there's also oh, what are those things called? I have to have a note of which ones I like for different types of cigars. I actually have a list here. Oh snap! That work out? Okay, cool. Oh, Negroni and a gin martini. So those are pretty good things that I enjoy with my cigars. Typically, it's going to be an old fashioned on the rocks, or on, I guess, a rock, with a Luxardo cherry. And if I feel more exploratory, usually it's going to be a mojito. If I really want to have like a daytime drink where it's not the evening, typically I'll have like that, gin or something like that. I'm not even a huge fan of gin, but I think gin pairs well with cigars, so it works out. Luckily, if you go to a nice place, they have 1,000 different types of gin for you to try out. And if you've been drinking with them for like the last hour or a half an hour, they'll be more than happy to just pour you a small amount of the alcohol to taste before they make a cocktail for you. And actually, any nice place, if you go to a bar and you're friendly with the bartender, I've never been turned down for being able to try out. They're not giving you a shot of it for free. They're giving you basically the bare minimum, but you can taste it. Sometimes if you're lucky, they'll give you some more. In Vegas, they're more generous with that. But, I'm not usually smoking cigars in Vegas because I'm not in Vegas as much as here. But yeah, definitely worth it. That's rims on GTA God Mode Dope Hood car. The reservations are typically not the best areas to live in. There's a res or two in every county in Washington about. Oh, I would say yeah. I'm next to Tulalip. Oh yeah, you're up north. Yeah, I know Tulalip. Where's Tulalip? I didn't think it was Snoqualmie. No, Tulalip's like way up north, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, but it's up there, I think, for me. And hold on. Donamir. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'd always figure it out. My eyes are not working out because my contacts are dry. Manhattan with the Lux Cherry, no cigar, Big J. What do you call? I like the Luxardo cherries. Not everywhere has Luxardo cherries these days, and if it's a classy establishment, it'll have it. Sometimes they don't if I go to a cheaper place, and it just bothers me. So I have to ask if they have the proper cherries to make an old fashioned. Or even Manhattan too. I also like the General Good Manhattan. Yeah, they're usually absolutely fantastic for me. I'm usually not too picky when it comes to alcohols in general, but when I have a cigar, I just know what I like along with it. And then, mojitos is something that I didn't know I was gonna like with cigars, but I do like that sweetness, like that mint. It pairs well with a lighter cigar. A heavier cigar, no way, but with a lighter cigar, it tastes pretty darn good. And in Barcelona, the Manhattan is a great cocktail to pair with a variety of cigars because it offers a balance of sweet and savory. That is absolutely true. I haven't had a Manhattan in a hot minute, though. I'm going to have a couple while I'm in Vegas. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to be drinking over there, but I plan on having at least a few drinks every night. The cigars are going to be incredibly expensive, though. Oh my God. A $20 cigar in Washington is going to be $60 out there. It's horrific. You know what? I may even just take some of my own cigars to Vegas and then just have them in a pocket, buy one there and smoke two afterwards or something like that. So I don't have to worry about it. Or I can go over to a smoke shop off the strip and buy some. That might be also worth it, because those lounges, I mean, they kill you with cigar fees. I mean, just again, a $20 cigar here, or even outside of Vegas, outskirts of Vegas, it's going to be $60 if you go to a nice lounge. Absolutely insane. Do I use a laptop or tablet to trade while I'm traveling, or just phone? Just phone. I usually don't trade when I'm traveling, unless I want to bring my laptop. I have a gaming laptop over there, but I just haven't found a reason to really want to be trading all too much when I'm traveling. It's too much of a hassle. I'm always worried about it. What I'm worried about this time around is I'm leaving Loki alone with people, like new people, for the first time. Even though I know these people for a while, they have a beautiful backyard and stuff. I'm still terrified of like what happens if they open the gate and Loki goes busting out. What happens if Loki gets in a fight with a male dog? Well, although he would beat the male dog in a fight, but what would happen during that type of event? They have some Pomeranians that are in, they're being bred, so they're in a kind of like a caged environment. You can imagine like, maybe like, 800 square feet fenced in area. So they're not like, they're not like being mistreated or anything like that, but they're outside. And Loki does not like when other dogs yap at him for extended periods of time. So the last time those dogs yapped at him, his fur got stood up, so he was kind of irritated with them. I'm like, I hope he doesn't do anything bad to those dogs. He also proceeded to go up to the fence and pee on all their faces, which I was like, dude, I'm so sorry about that. But he just went over and like tell him to shut up. So I'm really hoping that Loki's a good boy over there. I'm hoping he doesn't run off and do anything crazy. They have chickens over there. He doesn't eat chicken like that, like a live chicken. But what if he just had the urge? You know what I mean? A whole bunch of stuff could go wrong. So even though most likely it won't, I'm always kind of overthinking everything. So majority of the time while I'm working on this stuff for Opus Clip and talking about AI and all this new stuff for the industry, I'm mostly going to be thinking about Loki and hoping that he's doing fine, doing lots of messages every day, asking for pictures and stuff like that. Because I have to drop him off on Thursday night because I leave Friday morning. Friday nights because I leave on Saturday morning. So I won't see him Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, I get back at 10:30. I think they're probably going to be asleep, so I might have to pick him up on Thursday. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my grandparents most likely pick him up for me, drive him to the house, play with him for a while, come pick me up at the airport, and then take me back to the house so I can see Loki that night. So he'll be really excited to see me. So I got so much to plan for right now. Absolutely crazy. But I want to make sure Loki's 100% fine. I don't want him to have any problems. My big concern is what happens if he gets out of the enclosure of their farm. He's not likely to do so. He listens to commands pretty well, very, very well. But, you always wonder what happens if you're not around with the dog and stuff like that. Is Loki chipped? No, he's not chipped. I haven't had him. My insurance pays for him to get chipped. I don't think I give him a chip yet. He has a collar and everything with his name and my number on it. So if he gets out, people will be able to see him just fine. But I just want to be extra careful with him. Anxiety. If Bitcoin takes a dump, what's a good price load on Stmx? It would probably be closer to this level over here, kind of around 0.009. Because you can see there's kind of a basic trend line running up here at this point in time. If it starts to break down from here and maybe we don't have a breakout sometime tomorrow or something, you'd probably want to buy it close to this level of support or just around the 200 daily moving average. But for now, it looks like around 0.00888 levels. You can go up here to 0.009 right there. Zoom in a little bit more for you so you can see it a little better. But I might aim for the lower range here just a little bit, because this should have a larger breakdown if it does break down at all here. Go over here to the 4-hour chart. It's been holding steady against this level of support. But you can see it hasn't been adverse to having some of these larger moves over the past few days. where it's having some really large swings. Like this swing over here was down 40% over 7 days. This swing down here was 31%. And you know, the swing on the upside from over here, you know, if you bought over here at the low point, you're still up 60%. At one point it was up 114%. So yeah, it's still moving pretty well. If it does have that breakdown, I might start buying around that 0.088888 type of level. Other than that, you could always try to go down here a little bit more around 0.0081, 0.0082 levels. For me, I would just make it zones for easiness. First zone to buy right here. Second zone to buy right here. I'd be much more enticed about buying down here. I might even move it up to cover that 0.0888 level. But over here is really where I'd be liking to buy it for a nice larger dip and rip type of event. Right now though, it's still trying to have a move up because on the daily chart here, we're holding the 50 here and we might be getting close to the 20. So we might see, even if it's just a 1 day or 2 day pop, we're still looking at a nice move here. Probably at least trying to reach 0.01171. There you go. And you can see Bitcoin right now trying to actually have a, well, I guess you could say a continued breakout, but definitely kind of a wild time here now. That's why there we are. Snohomish? Oh god, now I feel like I don't know Washington as much as I should. That's funny, he pissed on the dogs. Yeah, Loki has a temper, guys. Like, Loki's a pretty awesome dog when it comes to me. But, like, there was a day where I went to go get fitted for that suit that I was talking about. My cleaning lady and her daughter showed up. And before Loki knew who it was, because they came into the garage, nobody comes to the garage. Before he knew who they were, I mean, he was going to tear through the door to kill them. And then once he saw them, he was like, oh, pets, 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 pets. But he's like a guard dog first, and then he knows when people are like, you know, he knows the people, then he's all very nice and cuddly and stuff like that. But you guys don't see the violent side of Loki where he can get in dog fights and shit, and he just like tearing up other dogs. I'm like, oh no, please don't go tear up this dog. You know, don't try this dog. Because he'll never start the fight, but he knows how to finish them. And, you know, as part of it being a dog owner, I'd prefer it that way, to be honest. If another dog tries to start a fight with Loki, and if Loki comes over to me and the dog still tries to fight, Loki will fight once he feels like I'm threatened, and then he won't stop until I give the command pretty much to stop. But if that other dog is not stopping, Loki really doesn't have a reason to stop. Until that their owner comes over and says, control your dog, and I'm like, your dog started it, so, you know, my dog will finish it. I'm pretty straightforward about this dog stuff. I never punish Loki for doing a good job, even if other people, they might think it's a bad job. It's best to take your cigars in Vegas. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. I normally don't, but money's gonna be tight on this trip. I'm trying to have a budget here, which is very hard in Vegas because I like to spend a lot of money. I'm already taking a friend out, I think on Tuesday, to Bellagio to the Prime Steakhouse. And if you go to the Prime Steakhouse, right? It's that place I was talking about earlier where it has those nice tables and you can kind of view the water show from outside. Well, if you want to sit out here, and let's say I'm treating my friend, the minimum for each person at the table is $175. So even if you guys thought, oh, maybe they'll just have an appetizer and a main course and maybe a drink, no. There's like 3 drinks, 2 appetizers, and a big maybe a good steak. For me though, if you look at their menu, you know, 9 months ago, there we go. Let's go over here, open image, a new tab. Right, so think of me having to get to $175, which I might even go over. That's gonna be maybe 2 drinks plus an appetizer and a main. That's kind of how I feel about it. So Shrimp cocktails 34, tuna tartares 34. I typically don't like the seafood type of stuff like this. If I go there, I'm usually gonna get a shellfish platter. For me though, I'm probably just gonna get some bacon wrapped shrimp possibly. That'll be it. I don't think I want a salad. And then after that, I may end up getting, open up little pictures here. Maybe a filet mignon. But I mean, maybe I want Chilean sea bass. I mean, last time I was here, I took my mother and I got myself the 6-ounce A5 Wagyu beef fillet, which was really good. I don't believe in getting the large ones because it's just too rich of a meat. Their F1 New York strip was pretty good last time I had that too, and then the filet mignon is much better than the New York strip, I would say. Both are good. All of them are good cuts of meat. But you know, maybe I don't want a steak this time. Maybe I want a mushroom crusted salmon. A lot of times I get the steak, but let me tell you, they also have good foods here. I might get the steak though, honestly. The Wagyu rib cap sounds pretty cool. Bone-in ribeye sounds really good too. I'll probably end up getting Chilean sea bass this time with a side of mac and cheese, or no, probably a side of mac and cheese. Last time when I went with my mom, we had a side of mac and cheese, a baked potato thing, whatever that was, and then we also had no, not steamed asparagus because she was allergic to it, and we had something else. Oh, glazed mushrooms right here. Oh, there's the baked potato on the bottom. So it was delicious. But I mean, when I went with my mom, our bill for 2 people was $700. But again, I was splurging as taking your mom out. You know, she'd never been to Vegas, giving her a good little, you know, final year and stuff. But a few drinks, a couple drinks maybe, and a nice little meal, some of that, I think it'll go be more than enough. Plus, you know, you're looking at the view and stuff like that. The real thing that I'd recommend nobody ever does if they go to that restaurant, there's a lady who wants to take your pictures and sell them to you. Don't fall for that shit. I did it because I was taking my mom out, but what do you call it? Oh my God, they're freaking ripoff. Absolute ripoff. What do you think about Bitcoin Cash right now? Basically, it's on the verge of a big breakout. We'll have to wait for that breakout to actually occur, but it's just waiting there at a massive level of resistance trying to pop. So right now, if you're buying it, you're kind of saying, hey, I believe there's a pop, and I'm going to buy it waiting for that massive move to occur. That's really what's going on right now. Davidoff is by far the best, though. Casa Fuente is nice, but I like the upscale vibes of Davidoff more. Drinks are great, and smoking on the strip across from the Wynn is very nice. I love the Wynn. So where I typically go for smoking is a few different places. Let me see if I can pull up a map in Vegas here. So typically we'll all go here. There's a few places. So there's Casa Fuente down here, and then there's also in the Bellagio, I believe. No, Caesars. I think there's also a place called, not Casa Fuente, what am I thinking of? Omnia nightclub. Monte Cristo bar is in here. I remember because I met Bobby Flay in the Monte Cristo. He was at his restaurant over here, and I guess he was going over there for just to say hi to people, I guess. I don't know. But he was pretty chill. I didn't really talk to him all too much, but some other guy did. Bobby Flay was getting freaked out by this guy talking to him. He was a dude that had like diamonds in all of his teeth and shit and tattoos all over the place. It was crazy. Maybe the guy could have been famous. I don't know. I don't know famous people like that. But they got the Monte Cristo, and then Davidoff is over here. This little thing, right? Yeah, right there. Davidoff of Geneva. I like to go over there every now and again because they have some good sales on cognac, and I think they have good sale days there. I haven't been there in a hot minute though, like maybe the last 3 or 4 trips I've been to Vegas, just because I've been staying more in the South Strip. But if you go over here, I believe they have some really good sales. Lounge specials, yeah. Yeah, Sunday through Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. 50% off select wines by the glass, complimentary champagne by the glass for ladies. I'm not a lady. 50% off all specialty drinks, 50% off all specialty drinks, drafts, and domestic beers, handcrafted cocktails, you know, so that's kind of nice. Every day from 12 to 2 p.m., vacational special, 50% off Bloody Marys, draft beer, champagne, mimosas, mojitos, infusions, and sangria, right? Buy any cigar and receive one complimentary McCallaghan 12 year. They're from Thursday night, 7 to 10 p.m. I'm not there for Thursday, unfortunately, but that's kind of nice right there. Game day specials, flight of the month, Jefferson's Reserve, Jefferson's Groth Cask, and Jefferson's Ocean. That doesn't really sound too appealing to me, but somebody might like it. And then they have the humidor ones as well. Purchase a box of cigars and enjoy a glass of Pappy 10 year on us. I don't know much. I like my cigars I like, and I don't really go off of that. New line at Davidoff, so that you might get a new cigar. These ones look kind of chody, look a little too small. But it could be interesting. And then I guess they talk about the cigar and whatnot here. Wrapper, very sophisticated wrapper. The Davidoff is sophisticated, I believe. But yeah, and they even have events over here. Maybe there's an event coming up. Oh, that's if you want to book an event. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so it's a pretty good place. And then if you go over here to Resorts World, they have one in the back area called, right here, this is 8 Cigar Lounge. And they have a good live music there as well. And then all the way over here downtown, if I could find downtown, I'm not good at locating this place. There it is. You go to Circa, and on the top floor over here, they have, can I take pictures? No photo spots. Okay, well, at the very top, they have Legacy Club, I think that's what it's called. Or is it called, it's where they have all the gold. I think it's Legacy Club over here. And then you can smoke cigars over here, but the cigars they have there to buy are terrible. So you'd want to bring your own cigars to smoke. And I've never gotten in any trouble or having to pay a cutting fee by taking my cigars up there and just smoking them. Because usually I come up from gambling and I was like, I was just gambling a bunch of money downstairs. Why would you ask me while I'm up here? You know what I mean? And they're usually okay with that. Making me hungry? Oh yeah. Prime is good, Mike. I requested outside. I was never told a minimum, but we did spend quite a bit. Usually I think it's very easy to reach that threshold, so I don't think they really tell people about it generally. Usually if you will to go over to Prime Steakhouse and you actually try to reserve a table, like if I go to book a table here, and you go towards, I don't know, like the 18th or something, 7 p.m. search, and you go to guaranteed patio seating, it says, please note there is a $175 food and beverage minimum per guest to guarantee this high demand premium seating option. I think it used to be less than that, like maybe $150, maybe even $100 back in the day, but they're definitely, they're like, you want to see these fountains? Yeah, it's going to cost you. But, you know, typically I don't care because you could easily reach that with, by being there. It's going to cost you, again, like 2 drinks already is probably going to cost you like $50. Now you can get cheaper drinks if you want there, but I like to have some nice cocktails. So 2 drinks are this $50. If I got a good steak, that may be $100. That's $150 right there. Plus a appetizer that brings us up towards $200. I'm there. Very, very fast. Very, very easy. If I don't have a steak and I want to go something a little bit more lighter because I'm walking around a lot, I don't want to be full of steak, which this is what I'm thinking of now. What I'll probably end up doing is having a couple cocktails. That'll be $50. A fish, that'll be $60. That takes you up to $110. And then from there, I might have some type of dessert afterwards that's very nice, or I might have some type of appetizer on top of that. It'll still manage out to be that $175 or so. But since I'm paying for this dinner for a friend as well, that's 175 times 2, which is going to be like $350, something like that. So, you know, we're going to enjoy that dinner. I'm going to enjoy looking at those fountains. So, because I'm going to be, you know, it'll be a long, long week. My steak is primo. Ooh, I need to start making some more steak and stuff like that too. Hey, I have had 8 ounce. Yeah, 8 ounce. That one I like a lot. Las Vegas Cigar Outlet is another option if you're just buying cigars to smoke in the casino somewhere else. Well, usually I never have any problems bringing outside cigars into a place to smoke, primarily because I become very friendly with the server, whoever's serving me. You guys see a charismatic side of me, but I think some of you guys see a lot of my ADHD side. After I've had a few drinks, I'm a little buzzed in, I've had a few cigars, I really do become much more mellow and easy and more approachable to talk with. Especially when I'm kind of in more of a business mode. And so it's really easy for me to get away with some of those things, as like bringing outside cigars in and things like that. Now, should I be doing that? Or should I be telling them these are outside cigars? No, but you know, I will literally, first thing I do is I go walk in and buy a cigar so all the staff sees that I bought a cigar, and then I go proceed to sit down wherever I want to sit down. But as far as 8 Cigar Lounge, I don't think I'm going to go there Saturday because I think they're going to be kind of busy on the weekend perhaps. I don't know, maybe. I have to do, there's so much stuff I have to do. I finally got the schedule a few days ago, so I'm going to be busy for most of this trip, which is unfortunate. Room bar at the Mirage is awesome. Outdoors with live music. My cigar smoking friends go there a lot. I've been there a couple times as the weather's good. Okay, I have never been to that room bar place, but I thought it was closed. That's why I've never been there. Like, I remember seeing, there's a video on YouTube that says like top cigar lounges in Las Vegas. There's some really nerdy looking guy talking about all this stuff. But like when I go to their website here, I learned that, okay, they're open. They're open, right? Hours of operation, 2 p.m. to 10 a.m., right? That is a long thing, right? I think 2 p.m. to 10 a.m. That's a whole swath right there. But I just never see anything resembling or talking about cigars here. So I didn't actually know if I was allowed to smoke cigars or not. You know, Tropical Ultra Lounge, I do hear lounge, but I don't see cigar lounge there. So I've never actually smoked here. I've actually never been to the Mirage. As many times as I've been out to the Palazzo and the Venetian, I'd never just crossed the street and walked in there. I should probably try to do that this time, even though I'm at the Sahara, guys. I'm way up north. Ocean's 1 is Miracle Mile, but only before dinner. Ooh. There's an In-N-Out over by the Flamingo. They make a darn good burger. A double animal style is like $6 and quite filling. There's also a secret pizza on the 3rd floor of the Cosmo. Secret pizza? I don't know. When I go to the Cosmopolitan, what do I normally get? Oh, I normally get that STK Steakhouse. That one's really, really good. And then they have the Essence place, Eminence and Essence or something. They have those really good grilled cheese dumplings. Fried dumplings? What are they at? Entertainment, resort, food, drink. Bars and lounges. Restaurant collection. I've been to the Wicked Spoon. Beauty in Essex. That is. Beauty in Essex. That one's really good. I like that place a lot. And then I really like, where's it at? I haven't tried Momofuku, but I want to try it. And I've been to STK. STK has great happy hour, and so does Beauty in Essex, which is why I typically go there. I love to save money. Just because I have money does not mean I want to waste it all on drinks. So I will love to have a cocktail hour. There we go. Plus, this trip alone, I'm going to be having a whole bunch of free networking drinking hour type things. Hey, Dillard, what do you call it? I don't know. My life is basically been built around making my day-to-day life as easy as possible. There are times when I go against that, like, you know, I could just be not doing YouTube and I could just be swing trading and day trading. But I kind of like the social aspect of YouTube as far as talking with you guys and stuff. Like right now, Bitcoin isn't really doing anything extraordinary. We've already talked about a lot of the stuff that could happen on both the bearish and the bullish side. I told you guys I'm not really like 100% ready to buy into Bitcoin just yet. I'm waiting for that daily confirmation to kind of kick in, plus Bitcoin moving up maybe $1,000 from here. I'll be much more excited. And then after that, you know, it's much more chill. Yeah, it's just much more chill. And plus, you know, I'm going to Vegas here pretty soon. I'm recovering from a nasty little earache thing that I've been going through. You know, there's not an incentive for me to get all nitty gritty and stuff right now and just be like boring and whatnot. I just want to enjoy my day, talk with you guys a little bit. I also have not gotten any sleep in the last 24 hours. So if I were to go nitty gritty as well, I'd probably fall asleep here. But Vegas, I love Vegas a lot. Dylan, I love it a lot. Any strange experiments? Happy to see my man. Sea bass at a steak restaurant? What do you call? I know. I'm just saying. I may get steak. Most of the time when I go to a steak place, I usually get steak. But there are times when I like to get a sea bass. Sea bass is my favorite type of fish. I absolutely love sea bass, especially if there's some type of an accompaniment of something crispy alongside that fish. I absolutely love the combination between the two. And steak is fine. Steak is good. I've had expensive steaks. I've had cheap steaks. I love all steaks. But I have a feeling I'm going to be all meated out after Bazaar Meats. Like, I'm going to Bazaar Meats on Monday, and Bazaar Meats is going to, like, I think, let me show you this. This is inside the hotel I'm staying at, which makes it really nice and easy for me. But menus, Las Vegas menu. I think I've showed this to you guys one time before. So they have tasting menus, dinner menus. Look at this. Okay, hand cut from the famous acorn-fed black-footed Spanish pig. I can get some pork, you know. I can get bagels and lox and stuff like that. Caviar, cone, shrimp, cocktail, Neptune's pillow, whatever. Little snacks, albondigas. I don't know. Spanish meatballs, cotton candy foie gras, marinated farron and olives. Yeah, I don't like olives too much like that. Olives are very touchy with me. I either love them or I hate them, so I never actually buy them at restaurants unless I know I like them. Jose taco, you know. Got caviar, gold leaf, and nori, so it's like a caviar taco. Pork skin, chicharron, some chicken, fried potatoes, beef bolognese, you know, pan crystal, Dunkin' goat cheese, honey cheddar. I don't even know what the heck that is. Philly cheesesteak, you know, meat bar. Now we've actually got to the meat bar, right? Cured meats, tartars, classics, king salmon, beef steak, tomato tartare. I hate saying tartare. Carpaccios, Vittore, bison buffalo style, from the fire. Want to get a suckling pig? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go absolutely crazy with this menu. You think a Prime Steakhouse is expensive? This thing is gonna bankrupt me. Caviar service, 30 grams served with creme fraiche and cones. I like this a lot. I'm a huge fan of this one right here, the classic. I don't think I've actually ever had the imperial one. I don't know if it tastes much different, but I'd have to justify it by splitting it 4 ways with friends in order to try it. I would never pay for this by myself, but this one, if I'm paying for somebody else, yeah, I'll get it. But that's only if everybody at the table likes caviar, right? But look at that meat. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get all the nice beverages. Look at this. Spirit-free. Ew. But a few wines by the bottle. They got a whole bunch of them. You know, heavier. You know, a whole bunch of cool drinks. And the drinks are actually pretty reasonable. 20 bucks. These are all wines, I'm guessing. Yeah, wines, beers. So, lots of good stuff there. I'm pretty happy. They have tasting menus. They got desserts. I like how desserts are always so simple. But, you know, they got options at least. You can get a donut. You know, maybe a donut's what you guys are craving. Don't give all your money to Vegas. Oh, no, I always head in there with a budget. This time my budget's a little bit higher just because I'm not actually paying for the trip. Like, I'm not paying for my flight. I'm not paying for my rooms or anything like that. Opus Clip is graciously paying for all of that while I'm there. In fact, they're taking me out to dinner a couple times in the week. So, I'm only really paying for, I think, 2 or 3 nights of dinners. And then, daytime stuff, it's all going to be, you know, expo food and whatnot, which is fine, but, you know, it should be okay. Palms Wednesday, all you can eat lobster and crab legs, $65. Ooh, that sounds really good too. Philly cheese. I know, right? Having a Philly cheesesteak. I wasn't even entirely sure what type of Philly cheesecake that was, but not Philly cheesecake, cheesesteak. My bad. I see it. I think I'm dessert too much. You go over here. Oh, bar and lounge too. Super giant pork skin chicharron. So they got a bar specifically for the. They got a menu specifically for the bar. That's kind of cool. If only I could smoke cigars in there. It's air bread, cheddar, and Wagyu beef. So Philly cheesesteak. Let me type in bizarre meat though, and we can see what it really looks like. Bizarre meats, Las Vegas. Images. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about a Philly cheesesteak. That's their Philly cheesesteak. It's not what you guys are thinking. So definitely a different experience. Different experience entirely. It's like the STK Steakhouse. Happy hour. What's the fish they have though? Happy hour food. They're tiny things like that. You see how tiny everything is? It's good, don't get me wrong, it's delicious. But like each one of those things is probably gonna cost like $5 for like $5 per little cube of that steak, $5 for each one of those things. They're delicious, absolutely delicious. But man, the reason I go to happy hours is because you can save so much money during those happy hours. It's like 50% off, 75% off some of those prices. And you have to be at the bar if you want to have those sales. So we're gonna be talking up the bartenders, having a good old time. I love to talk about cryptocurrency to bartenders because they all want to learn how to make money in the markets. And then by, giving them some information to get started and how to do it in a productive way without going all in gung-ho, staying away from heavy leverage and stuff like that, I get to have a few cocktails that are usually for free, which I really do enjoy. And King Darius, well, what do you call it? Again, like we can talk about crypto to the, all the time, but we don't necessarily have to. If I wanted to make this a crypto business, I probably could have. But again, the good thing about me, I think this is a good thing, is I don't necessarily have to grind like other channels. Like I am grinding and putting out content and stuff like that. I'm working on a few projects right now, but I don't have to go overboard because I'm already making enough money in my own trading, Now, my trades are very simple. You guys know how I trade. I do these swing trades. Right now, it's kind of a slow time for me because we're all kind of choppy and yucky. I'm getting ready. Well, I've already started to do some swing trades here, but it's still been kind of choppy still. Loki wants to say hello. He's been very anxious today. Here. Up. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Come here. Loki. Where's Loki at? He's trying to find a toy. Where's Loki? Where's Loki? Oh, is that what you wanted to do? Alright. There we go. There we go, yeah. So. There you go. I made sure to throw it so it went all the way into the other room. Will's the Velveeta cheese. That's awesome. Lemon bread. What do you call? I mean, it does make a huge difference, guys. I mean, like when you go to those, I put quotations like elegant, fancy restaurants. Nothing is exactly what you think it is. And again, $15 for those 2 cheesesteaks. Those two. Now there are some premium cuts of meat. Don't get me wrong. But man, I'm really hoping they have a happy hour menu here because I don't think they do. And so I'm gonna be going into the bar here because I didn't have time to make a reservation. Basically, this place wants you to have 2 people for a reservation. And I think I might have one friend that's working with me that may want to go here, but I'm not entirely sure, so I didn't make a reservation. Instead, what I'm doing is probably just gonna sit at the bar one of these days when I have a free day and just try some stuff out, have some fun with it. Oh, this is a embark on a culinary tasting journey, $99 a person. So I get a chicharron, olives, chicken bechamel fritters, the classic tartare, Lucia salad, gazpacho, some type of tenderloin, buttered puree, potato puree, asparagus, and cream puffs, assorted tarts, little cakes. That could be interesting. I'd probably choose to get something else though. I'm not the biggest fan of being told what to eat, you know? I like to try out a whole bunch of different stuff. The tiny stuff is always best. Oh yeah, you're so delicate, you're so fancy, right? Hey Harris, I've been dollar cost averaging in near for a while now. I'm pretty happy with the results. One of the big things about it though is there's a lot of influencers really pumping that thing up. I think it's good, maybe even great. It's not fantastic. I think it'll do very, very well. I'm continuing to dollar cost average into it. Well, I guess I haven't actually done it in a minute here, but I have a decent size position. I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens with it. But it already had a really good run up. So as it kind of took a breather over the past couple weeks, it's been a good opportunity for people to kind of hop in there if they haven't been in there so far. But yeah, I've been dollar cost averaging a little bit into it. And hey, Puma, happy to see you. There we go. Let me see very fast. The rest of the market's still pretty quiet right now. Nothing was really happening. Everything's kind of down just a teeny bit, but not bad. Not more than a couple percent here. Let me go back over here very fast. Let's get a bit of this here. That. Any big news coming out? The super core inflation measure shows Fed may have a real problem on its hands. No, they're going to ignore it here. I would be surprised if they don't try to lower rates sometime before November, October time. Trump media director accused of hacking files in attempted corporate coup lawsuit. Oh, damn. Microsoft will unveil new Windows and cloud AI features in May. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Consumer prices rose. Alibaba shares jump after founder Jack Ma reemerges with praise of Chinese giants transformations. Student loan debt may be getting forgiven. That may be interesting for some of you guys. I know he's tried a few times, but it just never worked out. Bitcoin swings after inflation data. There's not really much, huge news here. Anything move up today? GE, Vernova Inc. That might be a biotech. I'm not entirely sure. Kroger up. Nvidia's up a little bit. Decker Outdoors. SBA Communications. DR Horton. Not much news today besides inflation. As everybody was kind of regurgitating the same stuff we've been talking about for a while, even me. We're thinking about Spell Token, a high risk token that's worth dollar cost averaging. I like it. I want to see it go high. It's definitely been okay, not great, but I think it can do some great things here over the next few months. Basically during altcoin season. You know what? I've actually never been to Hell's Kitchen out there. You know where I usually go? Because Hell's Kitchen, I just never make reservations quick enough. I normally go to his other place and have the beef Wellington there. It's in Harrah's, I think is what it's called. Harrah's? Like that. I had a friend staying there last March when I was joining him on one of his expos. I was just having fun there. Not even sure how to spell it. It was an interesting hotel. I remember that. Restaurant. Was it Ramsey's Kitchen? Oh, maybe it was just called Ramsey's Kitchen. Oh no, right here. Yeah, Ramsey's Kitchen. Yeah, because they have it right there. It was pretty good. I liked it. Now I didn't get that. My friend got it, and I tried some off of his plate. But I believe it was a steak of some type. Main menu. There you go. 24-ounce bone-in ribeye. That's what I got myself. Absolutely great. I got like all the sides to try out, all the sauces. I had all of them. It was great. The lady was very, very nice, and she gave me like 2 of them for free. because I got the red wine demi-glaze and I didn't particularly like it. And then so she says, I'll just get you some other ones to try them out. And then she just gave me chimichurri and béarnaise E1. I really did like the chimichurri and this other one. I didn't like the red wine one, but overall pretty good. And I think I had some mac and cheese, which was very, very good. Actually, no, my friend ordered the mac and cheese. He got so full off of the his mac and cheese and the beef Wellington plus our starters. We both had Caesar salads, which was absolutely fantastic. He ended up just giving me the rest of his mac and cheese, and I just got stuffed and I fell asleep. Because I went to Vegas primarily that time just to hang out with him. He was doing expo work. I just wanted to get out and have some fun. So I pretty much used it as an excuse to go to Vegas, which was definitely needed at the time. Carnegie Deli and the Mirage is nice for lunch next to the room bar. I'll have to try it out though, because I've never been to the Mirage. I definitely need to go now. Is Ripple's stablecoin launch bearish for XRP token? I wouldn't say bearish. I think it's just something that's more applicable that they can use to try to get money moving between banks and whatnot. So that might be actually a good idea for them. What I think it opens up the door to though is if that thing decouples for whatever reason, it will just start to crash XRP like crazy. So you have to be aware of that, because if that does start to happen, people will freak out. And we've already seen examples of this in the past, with Luna and whatnot, and Terra, whatever it's called. Gotta be very, 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 very careful. Hell's Kitchen sucks in my opinion, overpriced, way too greasy. I never been there, but I do want to go there just to try it out, just because I like the show and whatnot. I think the reason I've never gone there is because every time I've seen the show, I see them always working on risotto. I'm not the biggest fan of risotto. It never has enough flavor for me. It's fine, it's not terrible, but it's just never what I'm looking for. But I would like to just go in there and have the experience and kind of see what's going on there. And hey Matthew, no cigar right now. My ear is healing up. I want to make sure that my eustachian tubes that go from my nose to my ears are stay somewhat open right now. So no cigar right now. The worst thing possible is if my ear was clogged and like filled with fluid and nasty stuff on my flight and I wasn't able to depressurize it, it would just be in constant pain the entire time. And apparently my doctor said it could burst, so my eardrum could have a little puncture if the pressure builds up too much. So that's why I keep on doing this little yawn thing, so it opens up that tube that goes from the ear all the way down here to your, actually it goes from here to here, that's to my nose, and then it drains into my throat, and I guess I'm swallowing some nasty gunk that's coming from my ears. Fun fact, we all do it. 10 days away from the halving for Bitcoin, can't wait for after the halving months. And hey Louis, what do you call it? It's even lower now. It's 8 days away now. 8 days, 11 hours, 18 minutes, and 0 seconds. I mean, boom. I mean, like we are getting closer and closer and closer. So this means 8 days away from now. What is that? On top of the Hong Kong stuff. 8 days puts it at Friday, April 19th, a couple days after I get back from Vegas. So hopefully I'll be here. We can talk about all the volatility and so forth. Because if Bitcoin doesn't make a move up while I'm away, well, guess what? We're coming down here probably for a large fake out before running back up. And especially if the ETFs coming from Hong Kong are able to get some traction, like actually like approved and whatnot. Dollar cost average into Tether, aka DC out. I'm not entirely sure what that means to dollar cost average into Tether. Oh, you mean like? Well, typically what I'm looking for is when Bitcoin starts to get to 80,000 plus, I'm going to start selling off some of my longer term assets around that time, just about 5%. If we start getting up to 85, 90%, I'll do another 10% on top of that. So by the time Bitcoin potentially reaches $90,000, I'll be 15% out of my entire portfolio, of my cycle portfolio, I should say. My longer term portfolio, I think I'm probably going to sell some of that stuff off. But I got to be careful with that because of the taxes. I prefer not to pay the tax on that. I really want to make sure that when I go out next year and I go to Panama, I want to have a max amount of like liquid money to be spending on apartments. Maybe I want a new car, maybe I don't know. But if I want a car, I'm gonna buy a new car. I was looking at Audis the other day, Lexus, Mercedes, all the type of stuff. I haven't bought a car in like 10 plus years, just because when I did want to finally buy a car, I could buy one, you know. But maybe I buy a used car. I don't know. Maybe a used car would be fun down there. I have to like really do some research on it. I don't know. So I find somebody to help me out with all that type of stuff. But I want to be liquid when I move to Panama. And hey, Sean, it's okay. Right now, my ear feels a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday, I pretty much ended the stream early because my ear was hurting and I wanted to go grab my prescription. Right now, it's like my ear is a little bit clogged, so I can't hear out of my left ear completely. The pressure is a little bit off, and that's fine. There's some fluid in my ear from what I understand. But ever since I started to take the antibiotics last night, my ear is no longer in actual pain. A little irritation, sure, because of the swelling, but not pain. And then on top of that, I was able to, well, I didn't sleep last night, but I was able to lay down on part of my ear like this and kind of help it drain out a little bit without putting my actual ear on the side of my bed, which is nice. But better. I guess the big thing is better here. But I really want it to heal up sooner rather than later. It's currently Wednesday right now. You know, hopefully by Saturday, everything is kind of back to normal, or it's pretty much just cleared back up. My right ear is all the way back to being normal, so I'm hoping my left ear will just kind of follow that same pattern. What happened with my left ear though is typically I like to sleep with my left hand side, and so I think it just, you know, pushing more all this type of stuff while I'm sleeping, it really aggravated it to where it got really inflamed and got, I don't know if there was an infection there, but the antibiotics are helping, so maybe there was an infection. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, Richard, no, I didn't get any recommendations for an EpiPen just because it's never happened like this before. I'm gonna have to wait and see, but if it does happen again, I probably might have to get an EpiPen or something like that. I've never had an EpiPen in my life, so I'm not entirely sure how they even work. I just know you kind of push them in and you push a little button, psst, you know, get a little jolt to something in there. So in steps, yeah, definitely steps for me. Midnight to 1 a.m. is big volume because the 8 a.m. in London. Oh yeah. England's been doing a lot of trading in Bitcoin though. They want to get out of that pound. That pound has been going crazy. Can I drive stick shift in Ecuador? All the cars with stick shift had to learn. They have manual cars and automatic cars down in Panama. I know how to do both. Now, I might have to refresh my skills, though, when it comes to Panama, like on those types of roads and those types of stick shifts and stuff like that, or manual driving. But I know how to do it. I've done it. I learned. My grandfather made sure I learned how to do it first before even getting into an automatic car. What's the matter with you? You're just very needy. We're going to go outside in a few minutes. But yeah, I know how to do those types of drives. I don't like it, though. I prefer not to get a manual car if I don't have to. Thanks, Dylan. I appreciate it. Caspa? Or Caspa? I think it's fun. It has some really good days. I typically like to swing trade it because it will go up parabolically every now and again. Right now, I'd definitely be, I would say, dollar cost averaging to it at least a little bit here because it should have a pretty large move. Before mid-May, I would expect. There you go. All right. I'm going to end the stream right here, right now, guys. Bitcoin still looks like it's going up. You can see this little bit of consolidation trying to lead it up to another move above $71,000, $72,000. I'm going to give my ear a little bit of a break because I think the more I'm talking, the more it's becoming inflamed, which is kind of interesting. Maybe just because of the vibrations in my voice. And it also looks like Loki needs to use the bathroom here. He's been coming over here and like whine. Yeah, coming over here at whining. So I think he has to go poop or something like that. And I want to make sure he doesn't go inside the house because then I would absolutely have to clean it up. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. It was a fun 2 hours talking with you guys. If I can, I'll be streaming in just a few hours from now once my ear kind of calms down a little bit. Really, the more I talk, the more my ear hurts, which is kind of interesting. I didn't think that was going to be a factor. But I'll see you guys in a little bit here. And basically, we're just watching Bitcoin continue to go higher. Consolidation, higher. You'd probably still be fine buying at this point in time. Just make sure you guys have those stop losses. If you guys are buying right now, stop loss there, stop loss there, stop loss there. Realistically, for you day traders, it's okay to have a stop loss right here because then you're waiting for that move to take you up towards $71,500. Nice, easy in and out. you don't try to make this too much more complicated here, because you just don't know for sure if you're going to have that full move, because the 4-hour chart is still bearish. It could turn bullish here in a few minutes, but again, it went out there yet. So again, be careful with it. Should be fine. And hopefully I'll see you guys maybe 4 hours if I'm lucky, for like another hour-long streams from like 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock midnight Pacific time. So we'll see. But thanks everybody, and say goodbye to Loki. He's having a good day here as well. He has a, I have to go to Facebook. Come here, look. Yes, you good boy. Oops. See, he's not even hanging out. I think when he extends his body, his bow is like, uh-oh, I gotta go.